The security guard's hand was on my shoulder before I even understood what was happening. $4,000 to $7,000. That's what the register read when everything stopped. When the whispers started. When I realized the woman standing next to me, the one I'd invited into my home, fed at my table, trusted with my son, had been playing a game I didn't even know existed. But I'm getting ahead of myself. Let me take you back 6 hours. Back to when I thought the worst thing that could happen was spending too much on perfume. The parking lot at Faherty's was half empty that Tuesday morning. I remember thinking that was lucky. Fewer crowds meant faster shopping, and I could get us out of there before lunch. Tyler had begged to come along, 17 years old and suddenly interested in retail therapy. Scarlett, of course, never needed an invitation to shop. "This place smells like money," Scarlett said as the glass doors slid open. She inhaled deeply, theatrical as always, her red hair catching the fluorescent lights. "God, I've missed this." Tyler laughed. That easy, trusting laugh that used to make my heart swell. Now it just made my stomach tight. I should have turned around right then. The perfume counter was Scarlett's idea. Just one bottle. Live. Something to remember this day by. Her smile was warm honey, the kind that makes you forget she's borrowed your car 3 times without asking. The kind that erases the memory of finding your credit card statement with charges you never made. The salesman appeared instantly, like they always do when they smell commission. His name tag said Marcus. Young, eager, probably working his way through college. Looking for something special. Marcus asked. "Everything," Scarlett said before I could answer. "Show us everything." That's when the first bottle appeared. Chanel. $350 for 2 ounces of liquid in a glass rectangle. Scarlett sprayed it on her wrist, closed her eyes like she was praying. "Liv, smell this. Tell me this isn't heaven." I leaned in. It was nice. Expensive nice. The kind of scent that announces you've made it. "It's lovely," I said carefully. "But—" "We'll take it," Scarlett told Marcus. Tyler's eyes lit up. "Can we get one for Madison too? She'd love this." Madison. His girlfriend of 4 months. Sweet girl, but 4 months didn't seem like Chanel commitment to me. "Tyler, that's expensive." "Come on, Mom." He was already picking up another bottle, this one in a pink box. "You said we could treat ourselves today. You said Dad's inheritance was for doing something meaningful." Dad's inheritance. The words hit different when Tyler said them. My father's trust fund. Money I'd cried over, mourned over, never expected. $130,000 that was supposed to give us security, freedom, a cushion against the sharp edges of life. But Tyler didn't call it the trust fund. He called it an inheritance, like it was ours to burn through. And maybe that was my fault. Maybe I'd made it sound too casual, too available. "1 bottle for Madison," I agreed. My voice sounded far away. "That's it." Scarlett was already 3 bottles deep, testing, spraying, asking Marcus about notes and longevity. Her hands moved fast, practiced. She knew exactly what she was doing. "And this one," she said, holding up a gold-capped bottle. "This is the one that says, 'I made it out.' You know what I mean, Liv? That feeling when you finally escape everything trying to drown you." I knew exactly what she meant. I'd felt that way leaving Providence with Aaron. Felt it when my real estate license arrived in the mail. Felt it standing in my colonial house with the red shutters, proof that a gal from nothing could build something. But watching Scarlett now, I felt something else. Something cold crawling up my spine. "How many bottles is that?" I asked. Marcus glanced at his growing pile. 8 so far. 8. 8 bottles at an average of, I did quick math, probably $4,000. Scarlett. "Oh, don't worry. These aren't all for us." She waved her hand dismissively, bracelets jangling. "Some are gifts. Tyler's teacher, right? And your assistant at the office? Didn't you say her birthday was coming up?" I had said that. Last week over dinner. A throwaway comment about needing to find Jennifer a gift. How did Scarlett remember these things? How did she weaponize kindness? Let's slow down, I said. We can. Mom, look at these scarves. Tyler was at the accessory counter now, holding up silk that probably cost more than my first car. Madison would die for these. Marcus had help now. Another salesperson, older, with sharper eyes. She sized us up in seconds. The Novus mom, the eager teenager, the confident redhead calling the shots. "Oh, we're celebrating something special today," the woman asked. Her name tag said Patricia, manager. "New beginnings," Scarlett answered smoothly. "Family investing in family. That's special, isn't it?" Patricia's smile didn't reach her eyes, but she nodded. "It certainly is." The pile grew. Perfume became scarves. Scarves became shoes. Shoes became dresses I didn't remember Tyler pulling from the racks. Designer labels I recognized from magazines but had never touched. The store transformed around us. Other shoppers drifted past, glancing at our growing mountain of merchandise. Marcus looked thrilled. Patricia looked watchful. I felt dizzy. "Scarlett, we need to talk about—" "1 second, Liv. Just one more thing." She was at the price display now, holding up leather that looked like butter. "Tyler, your mom needs something nice. Something that says, successful businesswoman. What do you think?" "The black one," Tyler said immediately, "with the gold hardware." They were tag-teaming me. When had they practiced this? 20 minutes became 40. 40 became an hour. The pile looked like a small boutique had exploded. Marcus and Patricia exchanged glances I couldn't read. "Shall we ring this up?" Patricia finally asked. Her voice was professional, but something underneath it made my skin prickle. We moved to the register. The three of us, me, Scarlett, Tyler, with our mountain of things we didn't need. Things I hadn't really agreed to buy. Things that somehow had become inevitable. Tyler pulled out the card. Not my personal card. The business checking card. The one linked to the trust fund account. The one I'd transferred money to just last week, thinking it was safe, thinking it was smart to keep business and personal separate. "Can I do it?" Tyler asked. "Can I be the one to pay?" His eyes were so hopeful, so young, still believing the world worked the way fairy tales promised. "Just the essentials," I heard myself say. We agreed on essentials. But what were essentials anymore? The word had lost all meaning somewhere between the perfume counter and the purse display. Tyler handed Patricia the card. She took it slowly, deliberately, slid it through the reader. The register beeped. Numbers rolled across the screen like a slot machine. $4,000 to $7,000. I stopped breathing. "That can't be right," I said. "That's—" "Check again. There's a mistake." Patricia's face went carefully blank. "The system shows all items scanned. Would you like me to review the list?" Scarlett touched my arm. "Liv, it's fine. We talked about this. Remember? Big purchases, big impact. You said yourself the money was sitting there." "I never said $4,000 to $7,000. My voice cracked. Too loud. People were staring now. Marcus stepped back. Patricia's hand hovered over the register. "Is there a problem?" Patricia asked quietly. "No problem," Scarlett said quickly. "Just sticker shock. Totally normal. Right, Tyler?" Tyler looked pale. "Mom, I thought you said—" "Excuse me a moment." Patricia's voice cut through our chaos. "I need to check something with management." She walked away with the card. Not fast, not slow, purposeful. The silence she left behind felt thick enough to choke on. "What did you do?" I whispered to Scarlett. "What we agreed on." Her eyes were ice now, the warmth completely gone. "What you've been too scared to do yourself. Live a little. Stop counting every penny like you're still that poor girl from Providence." The poor girl from Providence. She said it like a weapon, like she'd been saving it. Tyler grabbed my hand. Mom, I'm sorry. I didn't know it was this much. I thought. You thought what? I pulled my hand away. You thought $4,000 to $7,000 was reasonable. Scarlett said. Scarlett isn't your mother. The words exploded out of me. Too raw. Too late. Patricia returned. But she wasn't alone. A man in a dark suit followed her. Security, I realized. The badge on his chest confirmed it. My mouth went dry. The security guard said softly, I'm going to need you to come with me. We have some questions about this transaction. Let me take you back. Back to when this nightmare started. Back to March, when the first crack appeared in my carefully built life. The call came on a Tuesday. Funny how Tuesdays keep ruining everything. Aaron's phone lit up during dinner. He glanced at it, and something in his face changed. Softened. Worried. It's Scarlett, he said. Tyler looked up from his pasta. Aunt Scarlett? Is she okay? Aaron pressed the phone to his ear, already standing, already walking toward the kitchen. I watched him through the doorway. His shoulders hunched. His free hand rubbed his face the way he did when dealing with problems he didn't want to solve. Slow down, he said into the phone. Start from the beginning. 5 minutes of murmurs. 5 minutes of my dinner going cold while I pretended not to listen. 5 minutes before Aaron came back looking like a man who'd just agreed to something he'd regret. She needs a place to stay, he said. Not a question. A statement. For how long? I asked. A few weeks. Maybe a month. He wouldn't meet my eyes. Her roommate kicked her out. Job fell through. She's got nowhere else. Tyler's face lit up. Aunt Scarlett's coming here? That's awesome. Awesome. That's what my son thought. Meanwhile, I was doing math in my head. Scarlett's visits always cost something. Not just money, though there was always money, but energy, peace, the comfortable rhythm Aaron and I had finally found after years of building. What about her friends in Seattle? I tried to keep my voice neutral. Didn't she just move there for that marketing job? The job was a scam. Aaron's voice had an edge now. She lost her deposit, her savings. She's broke, Liv. She's family. Family. The word he always used like a shield. Like it explained everything. Forgave everything. I looked at Tyler's eager face. Looked at Aaron's defensive posture. Felt the answer settling into my bones before I even opened my mouth. Okay, I said. But we need to set boundaries. Real ones this time. Aaron nodded too quickly. Of course. Absolutely. Neither of us believed it. Scarlett arrived 3 days later in a car that shouldn't have made it across 2 states. The engine knocked like it had a personal grudge. Her belongings fit in 2 duffel bags and a cardboard box held together with packing tape. I watched from the living room window as Aaron helped her carry things inside. She looked thinner than I remembered. Older. The wild red hair was still there, but it needed a good cut. Her clothes were expensive ones but worn now, faded at the seams. Mom, she's here. Tyler thundered down the stairs, 17 but moving like he was 7 again. Can I help? Go ahead, I said. He burst through the front door like it was Christmas morning. I heard Scarlett's laugh, that bright, infectious sound that made everyone around her feel chosen. Special. That's Scarlett's gift. Making you feel like you're the only person in the world who matters, right up until you realize you're not. She came inside carrying the cardboard box, saw me standing there. Her smile flickered for just a second, uncertainty crossing her face like a shadow before settling back into place. Liv, she said warmly. Thank you. Really. I know I'm not easy. The honesty surprised me, disarmed me. We're glad you're safe, I said. And I meant it. Mostly. That first night, we ordered pizza. Sat around the dining table like a real family. Scarlett told stories about Seattle, the coffee shop where everyone looked like a model, the apartment with a view of the Space Needle, the boss who turned out to be running a pyramid scheme disguised as marketing. I should have known, she said, picking at her crust. The office was too nice. Nobody legitimate has offices that nice. Tyler hung on every word. How did you figure out it was fake? They asked me to recruit friends. Scarlett's voice went quiet. Wanted me to pitch some cryptocurrency thing to everyone I knew. Promised huge returns. I walked out that day. Aaron reached across the table, squeezed her hand. You did the right thing. I studied her face. She looked sincere, sounded sincere. Maybe this time was different. Maybe she'd finally hit bottom and was ready to climb back up. That night, lying in bed, Aaron rolled toward me. Thank you, he said, for giving her a chance. She's your sister, I replied. Of course. I know she's burned bridges before, but she's trying, Liv. Really trying. I wanted to believe him. God, I wanted to believe him. The first week was almost normal. Scarlett stayed in the guest room, kept to herself mostly. She helped with dishes, took Tyler to school twice when Aaron and I both had early meetings, cooked dinner one night, pasta carbonara that was actually good. I took cooking classes in Denver, she explained, back when I thought I'd open a restaurant. What happened? I asked. She shrugged. Same thing that always happens. Partner screwed me over, took the money, left me with the lease. It was the pattern. Always someone else's fault. Always the victim of circumstances beyond her control. But she was trying. I could see it. The way she asked before using things. The way she thanked us constantly. The way she looked at Tyler with genuine affection. Week 2, the cracks started showing. Small things first. My shampoo running out faster than it should. The expensive face cream I saved for special occasions suddenly half empty. Tyler's Xbox controller that went missing, then reappeared. I borrowed it, Scarlett said when I asked. Hope that's okay. It wasn't really a question. Then came the morning I found her in my office. She was at my desk, looking at papers. My papers. Client contracts. Bank statements. What are you doing? I tried to keep my voice level. She jumped. Guilty. I was looking for a pen. I have a job interview today. I wanted to write down the address. There are pens in the kitchen. In the drawer. Same place they've always been. Right. Sorry. I forgot. She moved past me quickly, not meeting my eyes. I checked the desk after she left. Everything looked untouched, but the feeling remained. Like someone had been through my things and tried to cover their tracks. Aaron dismissed it when I mentioned it. She's stressed. Job hunting is hard. Don't read too much into it. But I was reading everything now. Watching. Calculating. Week 3, Tyler started changing. Little things. New confidence. Walking taller. Talking about opportunities, investments, ways to make money fast. Aunt Scarlett says real wealth is about taking risks, he announced at dinner. Playing it safe just keeps you average. I felt my jaw tighten. Aunt Scarlett has taken a lot of risks. Ask her how that's worked out. Liv, Aaron warned. But Tyler wasn't listening anyway. He was already gone, following Scarlett's lead like she was some kind of guru instead of a woman who couldn't hold a job for more than 6 months. She's filling his head with nonsense, I told Aaron that night. She's spending time with him. That's what he needs. Someone who gets him. Gets him. I couldn't believe what I was hearing. She's teaching him that responsibility doesn't matter. That plans are for suckers. You're overreacting. Maybe I was. Or maybe I was the only one paying attention. By week 4, I'd found the note. The one in her purse with my account information. The one that changed everything. I confronted her in the kitchen. Tyler was at school. Aaron was at work. What is this? I held up the paper. Her face went through 3 emotions in 2 seconds. Surprise, calculation, surrender. I can explain. Please do. I borrowed it. Once. I was desperate. I paid you back. Check with Aaron. He knows. He said it was okay. My blood went cold. Aaron said what was okay? Using the card. Just that one time. I needed gas, needed food, needed. Her voice cracked. Perfect timing. I was going to tell you, but you've been so stressed, and I didn't want to add to it. She was good. So good. Tears on command, voice breaking in all the right places. How much? I asked flatly. 300. Maybe 4. Not even. I can show you the receipts. $300. Small enough to seem reasonable. Large enough to make me feel petty for caring. Don't do it again, I said. Never. I promise. Liv, I swear. But promises meant nothing to Scarlett. I knew that. I'd always known that. I just didn't want to admit what it meant. That night, Aaron confirmed it. He'd given her permission. Emergency only, he said defensively. She was stranded. She needed help. You should have told me. You would have said no. You're damn right I would have said no. We fought. Really fought. The kind of fight that leaves wounds. Tyler heard it all. Came downstairs, white-faced. Why can't you just help her? Why are you always so mean about money? Mean about money. That's what my son thought. That his mother, who'd clawed her way out of poverty, who'd built a business from nothing, was mean about money. I felt something inside me crack. Something that wouldn't heal easily. By the time my father died in February, Scarlett had been living with us for 11 months. 11 months of small thefts, little lies, constant excuses. 11 months of watching her coil around my family like a beautiful, poisonous snake. The trust fund changed everything. Suddenly, we had money. Real money. The kind that makes possibilities bloom. And Scarlett saw it immediately. Saw it in my face when I came back from the lawyer's office. Saw it in Aaron's nervous excitement. Saw it in Tyler's questions about college, about trips, about dreams. A family experience, she'd suggested. Something we'll all remember. She was right about that part. We'd all remember. The security guard led us to a back office that smelled like recycled air and regret. Grey walls. Metal desk. 2 chairs that had seen better days. Patricia followed us in, closing the door with a soft click that felt louder than it was. Please sit, the guard said. His name tag read J. Morrison. Mid-40s, wedding ring, tired eyes that had seen this movie before. Saturday. Scarlett remained standing. Tyler pressed himself against the wall like he wanted to disappear into it. Can you explain the nature of this purchase? Morrison asked, pulling out a small notebook. My throat felt lined with sandpaper. We were shopping. Family shopping. The total, I didn't realize. The card belongs to you. Yes, it's my business account. And they have authorization to use it. He nodded toward Scarlett and Tyler. Tyler does. For today. 4 specific purchases. How specific? Good question. I didn't have a good answer. Patricia leaned against the desk, arms crossed. We see this sometimes. Family members, usually younger ones, taking advantage of access, running up charges. Sometimes the cardholder doesn't even realize until it's too late. That's not what happened, Scarlett said sharply. Olivia knew everything we were buying. She was standing right there. Was I, though? Really there? Or had I been floating through the last hour in some kind of fog, nodding along while my life got rearranged? I'll need to see identification, Morrison said to me. And I'd like to verify the card is actually yours. I pulled out my license with shaking hands. He studied it, studied me, made notes. Tyler spoke suddenly, voice cracking. I thought she wanted this. She said, Mom, you said the money was for doing something special. You said. I said essentials, I whispered. I said essentials, Tyler. Scarlett said. I don't care what Scarlett said. The words came out harder than I meant. Tyler flinched. Scarlett's expression went cold. Morrison looked between us. Let's start over. Ms. Mesa, did you authorize today's purchases? Some of them. Not all. Not $4,000 to $7,000 worth. But you were present during the transaction. Yes. And you handed over the card willingly. Tyler had it. I gave it to Tyler. For specific items. Morrison wrote more notes. Patricia watched with that sharp, calculating expression I was beginning to hate. The issue, Patricia said slowly, is that we've had similar situations. People come in, run up huge purchases, then claim fraud after the fact. Sometimes it's buyer's remorse. Sometimes it's family members disagreeing about spending. Sometimes it's actual theft. This isn't theft, I said. But even as I said it, doubt crept in. What was it then? What do you call it when someone takes advantage of your trust, your confusion, your moment of weakness? Morrison's phone buzzed. He glanced at it, frowned. Excuse me a moment. He stepped out. Patricia stayed. The silence stretched like taffy. Scarlett examined her nails. Tyler looked at the floor. I felt my heart hammering against my ribs. This is humiliating, Scarlett finally said. All of this. Over money you have. Over purchases you approved. I didn't approve $4,000 to $7,000. You were there, Liv. Every step. Every item. Don't rewrite history because you're embarrassed now. The gaslighting was beautiful. Practiced. If I hadn't been the target, I might have admired the craftsmanship. Mom. Tyler's voice was small. Broken. I'm sorry. I didn't mean. I thought we were celebrating. Thought it was okay. My anger deflated. He looked so young suddenly. So lost. This wasn't his fault. Not really. Morrison returned. The purchase is legitimate, he said. The card's active. Belongs to you. No fraud alerts. But I recommend you discuss this as a family. And maybe, he looked at Scarlett, establish clearer boundaries about access. Scarlett smiled tightly. Noted. Am I free to go? I asked. Yes. But Ms. Mesa? You might want to check your other accounts. Just to be safe. That cold feeling in my spine became ice. Why? Experience, he said simply. When there's confusion about one purchase, sometimes there are others. We left the office in silence. The bags of merchandise waited at the register like evidence at a crime scene. Patricia had helpfully packed everything up while we were being interrogated. Should we load the car? Marcus asked nervously. I looked at the bags. All those beautiful, useless things. Perfume that would sit untouched. Scarves that would never be worn. Proof that money couldn't buy sense. Yes, I heard myself say. Load the car. The drive home took 30 minutes. 30 minutes of Tyler crying quietly in the back seat. 30 minutes of Scarlett staring out the window, jaw set. 30 minutes of me gripping the steering wheel so hard my knuckles turned white. We didn't speak. What was there to say? At home, I went straight to my office. Locked the door. Opened my laptop with trembling fingers. Bank account 1. Business checking. The $4,000 to $7,000 was there, pending. My stomach lurched. Bank account 2. Personal savings. Balance looked off. I scrolled through recent transactions. Transfer, $500. Authorization, external. Transfer, $750. Authorization, external. Transfer, $1,200. Authorization, external. 23 transactions total. Small enough to miss individually. Together, they added up to $12,847. The room tilted. I printed the statements, highlighted the suspicious transactions. My hands were steady now, fueled by something colder than anger, something methodical. The knock on my door was soft. Liv, can we talk? Aaron. He'd come home from his conference early. Must have sensed something was wrong. I unlocked the door. He took one look at my face and went pale. What happened? I handed him the statements. He read. His expression cycled through confusion, disbelief, anger, understanding. These are all. When did these? The past 6 months. Small transfers. Always under 1,500. Just below the alert threshold. But who? He stopped. Knew the answer. Couldn't say it. Your sister. I finished for him. Your sister has been stealing from us. We don't know that. Could be fraud. Could be. Aaron. I looked at him. Really looked at him. Stop. He sat down heavily. I gave her the card number once. Just once. She needed to pay a utility bill, said her account was frozen, promised to pay me back immediately. When? November. Right after Thanksgiving. 8 months ago. 8 months of access. 8 months of small thefts that became one big betrayal. Did she pay you back? I already knew the answer. She said she did. Said she transferred it. I didn't check. Of course he didn't check. Because checking meant not trusting. And Aaron's fatal flaw had always been trusting the wrong people. We need to confront her, I said. Now. Right now. We found Scarlett in the guest room, unpacking shopping bags. She'd already arranged the perfume bottles on the dresser like trophies. We need to talk, I said from the doorway. She turned, smiled. About today? Look, I know it got out of hand, but... About the $12,000 you stole. The smile froze, cracked, reformed into something uglier. Excuse me. I stepped inside, Aaron behind me. $12,847. Taken from my savings account over the past 6 months. Small transfers. Always external authorization. Want to explain that? Her face went through rapid calculations. I could see her weighing options. Deny, deflect, attack. She chose attack. Stole? That's what you're calling it? After everything I've done for this family? After the nights I've stayed up with Tyler when you were too busy working? After the meals I've cooked? The house I've cleaned? The emotional support I've provided? You took money that wasn't yours, Aaron said quietly. I borrowed it. There's a difference. Without asking, I said. Without permission. That's called stealing, Scarlett. I was desperate. Her voice rose. I had nothing. You had everything. This house, these cars, this perfect little life. You're my brother, Aaron. I came to you broken, and you helped me. Was I supposed to starve? Was I supposed to live on the street? You were supposed to get a job, I said. Like everyone else. I tried. Do you know how many applications I filled out? How many interviews I went to? Nobody wants to hire a woman with gaps in her resume. Nobody wants to take a chance on someone who's been screwed over by every employer she's ever had. The victim routine was flawless, voice breaking at exactly the right moments, eyes glistening with unshed tears, hands trembling with righteous indignation. Tyler appeared in the doorway. What's going on? Your aunt is leaving, I said. What? No. Tyler looked between us, panicked. Mom, whatever happened, we can fix it. We're family. There was that word again. Family. The excuse for everything. The reason to forgive anything. Tyler, go to your room, Aaron said. But... now. Tyler looked at Scarlett like she could save him. She looked back with something I couldn't read. Then he left, footsteps heavy on the stairs. You have until tomorrow morning, I told Scarlett. Pack your things. Find somewhere else to go. Liv, Aaron started. No. I turned to him. You don't get to defend her. Not after this. Not anymore. Scarlett laughed. Actually laughed. You think you're so righteous. So perfect. But you're just scared, Olivia. Scared that someone might take what you have. Scared that you're still that poor girl from Providence, pretending to be something she's not. The words hit like a slap, because part of them was true. Part of me would always be that scared girl, clawing her way up, terrified of falling back down. Maybe, I said. But at least I earned what I have. You just steal it. Her expression went vicious. You have no idea what I've earned. What I've survived. The things I've done just to stay alive while you played house with my brother. Get out, I said. Tomorrow. Or I'm calling the police. I walked away before she could respond. Before Aaron could argue. Before I could see whatever was happening on their faces. In my bedroom, I sat on the edge of the bed and waited for my hands to stop shaking. They didn't. Scarlett didn't leave. By morning, she'd gotten to Aaron. I found them in the kitchen, talking in low voices. They stopped when I entered. She needs more time, Aaron said. Just a week. To find a place, line up a job. No. Liv, please. She's family. She's a thief. She made mistakes, but throwing her out won't solve anything. I poured coffee with shaking hands. You want to enable her? Fine. But I'm done. I'm completely done. Tyler came down for breakfast. The tension was thick enough to swim through. He grabbed a granola bar, avoided eye contact with everyone. Tyler, I said, we need to talk about yesterday. I don't want to talk about it. Too bad. You don't get to use my card without understanding. Your card? He looked up, angry now. Since when is it your card? I thought it was family money. I thought Dad's inheritance was for all of us. It's not an inheritance, I said carefully. It's a trust fund. There are rules. Rules you make up as you go. Rules that apply to everyone except you. His voice cracked. Aunt Scarlett says you've always been like this. Controlling. Making everyone dance to your tune. The words felt rehearsed. Scarlett's words, coming out of my son's mouth. What else does Aunt Scarlett say? I asked quietly. Tyler hesitated. Aaron shot him a warning look. Nothing. Forget it. Tyler. I'm late for school. He grabbed his backpack and left. The door slammed hard enough to rattle windows. Silence settled like dust. We can't keep doing this, Aaron said. We're falling apart. Then maybe Scarlett should go. Maybe you should learn to forgive. I stared at him, really stared, trying to find the man I'd married, the one who used to be on my side. She poisoned our son against me, I said. She stole from us. She lied repeatedly, and you want me to forgive. I want you to be human, to understand that people make mistakes when they are desperate. Desperation doesn't excuse theft. No, but family excuses trying. We were talking in circles, getting nowhere. The same argument we'd been having for months, just with higher stakes now. I'm going to work, I said. Live. But I was already gone. Work was a relief. Clean problems with clear solutions. Clients who paid their bills. Contracts that meant something. My assistant, Jennifer, brought in paperwork around 10. You okay? She asked. You look exhausted. Family drama, I said shortly. The sister-in-law. I must have talked about Scarlett before. Complained, maybe. Vented in ways I didn't remember. Yeah, the sister-in-law. Jennifer hesitated. My mom always said you can't choose family, but you can choose how much of your life they take up. Smart woman, Jennifer's mom. I spent the day reviewing contracts, meeting with clients, doing anything to avoid thinking about the mess at home. Around 3, Aaron texted. We need to have a family dinner. Clear the air. Please. I didn't respond immediately. Let him wait. Let him wonder. Finally, fine. Tonight, 6 p.m. His reply came instantly. Thank you. But I wasn't doing it for him. I was doing it because Tyler deserved better than parents who communicated through slammed doors and bitter silences. Dinner was tense from the first moment. Scarlett had cooked her peace offering, apparently. Lasagna, garlic bread, salad. It smelled amazing. Tasted like ashes. Thank you for agreeing to this, Aaron said once we were all seated. We need to talk. Really talk. No accusations, no defensiveness, just honesty. Sounds lovely, I said flatly. Tyler pushed food around his plate. Scarlett ate delicately, playing the gracious host in my own house. Scarlett has something to say, Aaron prompted. She looked up, eyes red-rimmed. Had she been crying? Just good with makeup. I'm sorry, she said. For the money. For not asking. For assuming it would be okay because we're family. She paused, letting the words settle. I was wrong. I should have communicated better. Should have been honest about how desperate I was. It was a good apology. Hit all the right notes. If I hadn't seen her perform before, I might have believed it. Do you have the money to pay us back? I asked. Not all at once, but I can set up a payment plan. Start contributing to household expenses. I got a job offer yesterday, part-time at a boutique. It's not much, but it's start. That's great, Tyler said, the first enthusiasm I'd heard from him in days. It is, Aaron agreed. See? She's trying, Liv. Really trying. I looked at Scarlett. She looked back, challenge in her eyes despite the apologetic words. What about yesterday? I asked. The shopping trip. That wasn't just borrowing. That was manipulation. I got caught up, Scarlett said. The excitement, the possibilities. I wanted Tyler to have a special day. Wanted to show you both that I could contribute something meaningful to this family. By spending my money. By creating memories, she corrected. Experiences. The things that matter more than money. Tyler nodded along. Aaron looked thoughtful. I felt like I was losing my mind. Experiences cost $4,000 to $7,000. I asked. The number doesn't matter, Scarlett said. What matters is the intention. The love behind it. The number absolutely matters. Only to you, she shot back. Only to someone who counts every penny like it's going to disappear. Like you're still that scared little girl eating ramen in a studio apartment. The room went cold. Don't, I said quietly. Don't what? Tell the truth? You've built this whole identity around being self-made, being independent. But you're just terrified. Terrified of losing what you have. Terrified of being poor again. And you project that fear onto everyone around you. Scarlett, Aaron warned. But she was on a roll now. Tyler feels it. Don't you, Tyler? The way she controls everything. The way she has to approve every purchase, every decision, every thought. That's not fair, Tyler said, but his voice was uncertain. Isn't it? When's the last time you bought something without worrying what your mother would think? When's the last time you made a choice without calculating whether it measured up to her standards? Tyler looked at me. There was something in his eyes, doubt, confusion, the first seeds of resentment. I'm trying to teach you responsibility, I said to him, not control you. There's a difference. Scarlett asked sweetly. Yes, I said, but you wouldn't know that. You've never been responsible for anything in your life. I've been responsible for surviving, she snapped. For keeping my head above water when everyone abandoned me. When my own family, she looked at Aaron, when my own brother left for college and never looked back. Aaron flinched. That's not. I didn't abandon you. You left me alone with Dad when Mom walked out. You got your scholarship, your escape, your perfect little life with little Miss Perfect here. And I got nothing. I got to watch Dad drink himself to death while you played happy family. The words hung in the air like smoke. Aaron's face went white. This was something deeper than I'd known about. Something old and infected. I didn't know, Aaron whispered. You never said. I shouldn't have had to say. You should have known. Should have checked. Should have done something besides building your perfect life and leaving me in the wreckage. Tyler was crying now. Quiet tears that made him look 12 instead of 17. Stop, he said. Please stop. But we couldn't stop. The wound was open now, bleeding all over dinner. I'm sorry, Aaron said. Scarlett, I'm so sorry. I didn't. I should have. You should have, she agreed. But you didn't. So I learned to survive on my own. Learned that the only person you can count on is yourself. And when I came here asking for help, I thought, maybe this time, maybe finally, family would mean something. She was crying now too. Real tears this time, I thought. Real pain. It does mean something, Aaron said desperately. You're here. We helped. You helped while judging me, while making me feel small, while Olivia counted every dollar I cost you. I wasn't judging, I said, but even I heard how weak it sounded. You were. Scarlett looked at me. From the first day, I saw it in your eyes. The calculations, the wondering when I'd leave, the way you watched me like I was a thief. Because you are. The words exploded out. You stole from us. Multiple times. This isn't about judging you, Scarlett. It's about the actual things you did. I borrowed money because I had no other choice. You had choices. You chose not to get a job, chose not to be honest, chose to manipulate my son against me. Tyler stood up so fast his chair fell over. I'm not being manipulated. Maybe I just see her side. Maybe I just think you're being cruel. Tyler. No. You're always right, aren't you, Mom? Always in control. Always making decisions for everyone. Did you ever think maybe we're tired of it? Maybe we want to make our own choices. He ran upstairs. His door slammed. The three of us sat there, Aaron, Scarlett, me, in the wreckage of what was supposed to be a healing conversation. I think, Scarlett said softly, that I should go. No, Aaron said immediately. No, you're staying. This is your home too. I looked at my husband, saw him clearly for maybe the first time in years, saw the guilt he'd been carrying, the way Scarlett had weaponized it. She's not staying, I said. Yes, she is. We stared at each other across the table. The line in the sand was drawn, clear, unmistakable. Then maybe I'm the one who should leave, I said quietly. I stood up, walked upstairs, started packing a bag. Aaron followed, frantic. You can't leave. Live, please. We'll figure this out. Figure what out? That you choose her over me? That's pretty clear already. I'm not choosing anyone. I'm trying to help my sister. By sacrificing your wife. He had no answer for that. I packed enough for a few days, called Jennifer, asked if I could stay with her. She said yes immediately, asked no questions. Tyler heard me leaving, came out of his room. Mom, I'm staying with a friend for a bit, just until things cool down. Because of Aunt Scarlett. Because of a lot of things. He looked so young, so confused. Part of me wanted to stay just for him, but staying meant accepting that I'd lost. That Scarlett's version of reality had won. I love you, I told him. No matter what anyone says, no matter what you think right now, I love you. He nodded but didn't say it back. I left with my bag and my dignity and very little else. Let me take you back again. Back to February. Back to the phone call that changed everything. It was a Thursday, proof that bad news doesn't wait for convenient days. I was showing a house to clients when my phone buzzed. Unknown number. I usually ignored those, but something made me answer. Is this Olivia Mercer? Speaking. This is Dr. Harrison from Rhode Island Hospital. I'm calling about your father, William Grant. The world got very quiet. Your father was brought in this morning. A neighbor found him unconscious. Ms. Mesa, I'm very sorry. He passed away at 10:47 a.m. We did everything we could. The clients were looking at properties, pointing at crown molding, discussing paint colors. My father was dead. What happened? My voice sounded far away. Heart attack. Massive. He wouldn't have suffered. Wouldn't have suffered. Small comfort when you're hearing about it hours after the fact. I made arrangements from the parking lot. Cancelled my afternoon. Called Aaron, who left work immediately. Told Tyler when he got home from school. Watched his face crumple. Held him while he cried. My father and I hadn't been close. Not really. He'd done his best. Fed me. Housed me. Taught me that nobody was coming to save me. But closeness, warmth, those had died when my mother left. Still, he was my father. The funeral was small. Handful of neighbors, some guys from the factory where he'd worked for 37 years, Aaron and Tyler. Scarlett sent flowers but didn't come. She was somewhere in Colorado, between jobs again. After everyone left, the lawyer approached me. Young guy, nervous, carrying a thick folder. Ms. Mesa, I'm David Chen. I handled your father's estate. Estate? I almost laughed. My father lived in a 1,200-square-foot bungalow. He drove a truck from 1998. What estate? Chen smiled slightly. Can we talk somewhere private? We went to a cafe. Chen ordered coffee he didn't drink. I ordered nothing. Your father was a careful man, Chen said. Very careful. He worked overtime for 20 years. Invested quietly. Lived below his means. I know all that. What you don't know is that he set up a trust fund. For you. Instructions were very clear. You were to receive it only after his death. I felt dizzy. A trust fund. $130,000. The number didn't make sense. Couldn't make sense. My father, who bought dented cans to save 50 cents, who reused tea bags, who told me constantly that money was for saving, not spending. How? I whispered. Factory pension, wisely invested. Life insurance. A small inheritance from his mother that he never touched. All of it directed to you, with specific instructions. Chen pulled out a letter. Yellowed paper. My father's cramped handwriting. Liv, if you're reading this, I'm gone. Good. Means I did what I was supposed to do. Kept going until you didn't need me anymore. This money is for doing something brave. Not safe. Not sensible. Brave. You spent your whole life being careful because I taught you to be. Now I'm teaching you different. Use this money for a risk. For a dream. For something that scares you. Don't waste it on being safe. I was safe my whole life. Look where it got me. Love, Dad. I read it 3 times. Cried through all 3. They are conditions, Chen said gently. The money is held in trust until your son Tyler turns 18. You can access it for specific purposes, investment in a business, educational expenses, family experiences. But there's a clause. If the money is misused or squandered before Tyler's 18th birthday, the remainder locks until his 25. What counts as misused? Discretionary spending above certain thresholds without documented purpose. Transfers to unauthorized parties. Basically, the trust wants to ensure the money serves its intended purpose, helping you build something meaningful. I thought about my father, how he'd lived, how he'd died alone in that tiny house, surrounded by things he'd never enjoy because he was too busy saving. He wanted you to live, Chen said, reading my expression. Not just survive. I told Aaron that night. Showed him the letter. Watched him read with careful eyes. 130,000, he said quietly. Liv, that's incredible. It's terrifying. Why terrifying? Because I don't know how to be brave. I only know how to be careful. He pulled me close. Then maybe this is your chance to learn. We talked for hours. What the money could mean. What we could do with it. Tyler's college was covered through scholarships and savings. The house was stable. We weren't desperate. This was extra. This was possibility. We could renovate, Aaron suggested. Finally fix the basement. Update the kitchen. That's not brave, I said. That's safe. What would brave look like? I didn't know. Not yet. Tyler took the news differently. For him, the trust fund represented freedom, opportunity, a chance to do something big. We could travel, he said. See Europe, Asia, all the places we talk about but never go. Maybe, I said. Or invest it. Start a business. Something that could grow. He had his grandfather's eyes. Same determination. Same hunger for something more. We'll figure it out, I promised. Together. But together got complicated when Scarlett heard about it. Aaron told her during one of their phone calls. I didn't know until she showed up at the house 3 days later, crying about her latest disaster, needing a place to stay. Just for a while, she'd said, until I get back on my feet. And somehow a while became months, became permanent, became this nightmare I was living. The trust fund sat in the account, earning interest, waiting for us to be brave. But every time I thought about using it, Scarlett was there, commenting, suggesting, planting seeds. Tyler should get to experience life, she'd say, before college traps him. You've worked so hard, Liv. You deserve something nice. Money sitting in a bank helps no one. She was right about that last part, but she was wrong about what helping looked like. By March, the trust fund had become a point of tension. Tyler wanted to use it. Aaron wanted to save it. I wanted to do something meaningful but couldn't figure out what. Then came Scarlett's suggestion over dinner. Why don't we take a family trip? Something Tyler will remember forever. Use some of the money for experiences, not just things. Where would we go? Tyler asked immediately, hooked. Anywhere. Europe, Asia, somewhere exotic. Aaron looked interested. That could be good. Bonding time before Tyler leaves for college. I hesitated. Travel was expensive. But wasn't that the point? Wasn't that exactly what my father meant by brave? Let me think about it, I said. But thinking about it became planning it. Planning became conversations, research, possibilities. Scarlett incited herself into every discussion, made suggestions, found deals, became indispensable. Looking back, I see it now. How she positioned herself, made herself the architect of our dreams so that excluding her meant killing the dream itself. By April, we'd decided summer trip to Greece. 3 weeks, just family. Something Tyler would remember forever. Scarlett was thrilled. This is what family does, she said. Creates memories. I wanted to believe her. Wanted to believe that using the money for something beautiful was what my father meant. But then came the shopping trip, and everything changed. That spring morning at Faherty's wasn't supposed to happen. The Greece trip was scheduled for July. We weren't supposed to be spending anything major until then. But Scarlett had suggested practice shopping, getting Tyler comfortable with the card, learning to make good choices, building confidence. He needs to learn money management before college, she'd argued. Better he makes mistakes with us there to guide him. It made sense. Terrible, perfect sense. So I'd agreed, given Tyler the card, set what I thought were clear boundaries, and walked straight into a trap I'd helped build. Standing in that security office, watching everything unravel, I finally understood what my father meant about being brave. Being brave isn't about spending money. It's about knowing when to stop. It's about drawing lines, even when family stands on the other side. It's about choosing yourself, even when everyone else says you're wrong. The trust fund sat in the account, most of it still intact. But the real cost wasn't the money. It was everything else I'd lost trying to be generous instead of smart, trying to be loved instead of respected, trying to build a family instead of protecting the one I already had. My father's letter said to do something brave. I did. I just didn't realize how much bravery would cost. The perfume counter was just the beginning. After Marcus wrapped the first 8 bottles, tissue paper rustling, boxes stacking like a tower of bad decisions, Scarlett's eyes caught on something across the aisle. Designer handbags, leather so soft it looked like silk. Tyler, your girlfriend needs a purse, doesn't she? Scarlett's voice was casual. Too casual. Something that says you're serious about her. Tyler hesitated. We've only been dating 4 months. Exactly. Show her you're committed. Show her you're not like other teenage boys. I watched my son's face change. Watched him buy into the idea that love could be measured in price tags, that commitment came wrapped in designer labels. Mom. He looked at me, asking permission, asking forgiveness. I couldn't tell which. My mouth felt full of cotton. The store lights were too bright suddenly, making everything sharp-edged and unreal. One purse, I heard myself say. Something reasonable. But reasonable had already left the building. Scarlett led us to a display case where purses started at $2,000 and climbed from there. The salesman, a woman this time, older, with calculating eyes, appeared like magic. These are our spring collection, she said. Hand-stitched Italian leather. Very exclusive. Tyler picked up a black bag with gold hardware. Price tag, $3,400. That's too much, I said. It's an investment, Scarlett countered. Quality lasts. Fast fashion just wastes money. The logic was backwards. Insane. But Tyler was already nodding, already convinced. Madison would love this, he said quietly. She talks about fashion all the time. About quality over quantity. Smart girl, Madison. She'd trained my son well without even trying. The bag went into our growing pile. Then scarves, silk, hand-painted, $600 each. Then shoes for Tyler because every young man needs quality footwear. Then a watch I never saw him pick up but somehow appeared at checkout. Each purchase felt small in the moment. Manageable. It was the accumulation that killed you. Death by 1,000 beautiful, unnecessary things. This is getting out of hand, I said to Scarlett when Tyler wandered to the men's section. Relax. Live. You have the money. Your father wanted you to enjoy life. Remember? Stop being so controlling. That word again. Controlling. Like wanting to protect what we had was somehow wrong. Like boundaries were personality flaws. The men's section became our next trap. Tyler found a jacket, designer, perfectly cut, probably worth more than my first car. He tried it on, and his whole posture changed. Shoulders back, chin up, looking like the man he wanted to become instead of the boy he still was. You look so handsome, Scarlett breathed. Like a young professional, like someone who knows his worth. Tyler studied himself in the mirror. I saw the internal debate. Need versus want. Responsibility versus desire. His grandfather's voice versus Scarlett's. Scarlett won. The jacket joined the pile. Then shirts to match. Then pants because you can't wear a $1,000 jacket with old navy jeans. Tyler. I felt myself floating away. Disconnecting. Watching 3 people who looked like us but couldn't possibly be us. We didn't do this. We didn't drop 5 figures on a random Tuesday morning. Except we did. We were. My phone buzzed. A text from Aaron. How's shopping? Be home tonight. Miss you guys. I didn't respond. What would I say? We're burning through your inheritance while your sister orchestrates our financial suicide. Everything's great? Mom, look at this. Tyler held up a leather portfolio. For college. For interviews. I'll need something professional. He wasn't wrong. But did professional cost $800? Did it need to happen today, right now, in the middle of whatever madness had possessed us? Your graduation is months away, I said weakly. But this is perfect. And it's here now. You always say opportunity doesn't wait. Using my own words against me. Scarlett had taught him well. The portfolio joined the mountain. Then a belt. Then cufflinks Tyler wouldn't wear for years, if ever. Then sunglasses Scarlett insisted completed the look. I'd lost control of the day. Lost control of my son. Lost control of the narrative Scarlett was writing where I was the villain for hesitating, for questioning, for being the only adult in the building. Marcus kept running things to the register. The pile there looked obscene. Grotesque. A monument to everything wrong with people who had money but not sense. Patricia, the manager, watched from her office. I felt her eyes tracking us, calculating, judging. Let her judge. Everyone else did. Tyler appeared with another load. These are for you, Mom. Scarlett said you needed to update your wardrobe. Said successful businesswomen don't wear clothes from 3 years ago. Dresses I'd never choose. Shoes in my size but not my style. A watch that probably cost more than my monthly mortgage. I didn't ask for any of this, I said. Exactly, Scarlett replied. You never ask for anything. You just suffer in silence, playing the martyr. Let someone else take care of you for once. The words were sweet poison, making my reluctance sound like dysfunction, making her overspending sound like love. 90 minutes in, we'd transformed from shoppers into spectacle. Other customers watched us, whispered. A teenager filmed us on her phone. I saw the red recording light but was too tired to care. Let them watch. Let them record. None of it felt real anyway. Ready to check out? Marcus asked. His smile was professional, but his eyes showed something else. Excitement. Concern. I couldn't read it anymore. Ready, Scarlett said. But I wasn't ready. Wasn't ready for what came next. For the register total that would make my knees buckle. For the cashier's frozen expression. For the moment everything stopped being a bad dream and became my waking nightmare. Tyler handed over the card, my security, my mistake, and smiled like we were buying groceries instead of luxury goods we didn't need. The cashier slid it through, waited, frowned, and the floor dropped out from under me. The cashier's name tag read Emily, 20-something, dark ponytail, eyes that had seen things working retail. She looked at the screen, then at the card, then at us. One moment, please, she said. Her voice was careful, professional. Wrong. Is there a problem? I asked. My voice sounded distant, like it belonged to someone else. Just need to verify something. Emily picked up the phone by the register, spoke quietly into it, words I couldn't catch. Tyler shifted beside me. Mom. It's fine, I lied. Probably just a fraud alert. Happens with large purchases. But I knew it wasn't fine. Knew it from the way Patricia materialized beside the register. Knew it from how Marcus stepped back, creating distance. Knew it from the cold spreading through my chest like ice water. Ms. Mercer. Patricia's voice was silk over steel. Could you come with me, please? Why? Scarlett demanded. What's the issue? Just a routine verification. Patricia's smile didn't move. For purchases over a certain amount, we need to confirm authorization. Other customers were staring now. The line behind us grew restless. An elderly woman huffed loudly. A man checked his watch with exaggerated annoyance. This is ridiculous, Scarlett said. We've been shopping here for 2 hours. Suddenly there's a problem. Scarlett, stop. I touched her arm. She jerked away. Patricia led us to her office, the same fluorescent-lit room where I'd later sit with security. She gestured to chairs we didn't take. I need to see identification, Patricia said. And I'd like to verify the card belongs to you, Ms. Mercer. I fumbled for my wallet, hands shaking. Driver's license slid across her desk. She studied it, typed something into her computer. Her expression revealed nothing. The purchase total is $47,312, she said. Each word landed like a hammer. Is that correct? The number was impossible. Physics-defying. We couldn't have spent that much. Couldn't have been that reckless. That can't be right, I whispered. I've reviewed the items personally. The total is accurate. Tyler made a small sound. Wounded. Scared. We'll put things back, I said quickly. Half of it. More than half. We just got carried away. That's not how this works. Patricia's voice softened slightly. Once items are processed, they are considered sold. You can return them later with receipts, but right now, if you complete this purchase, you're agreeing to the full amount. $47,000. My quarterly profit from the real estate firm. Tyler's first year of college. 6 months of mortgage payments. Gone. In 90 minutes of madness. I don't understand, Tyler said. His voice cracked. How did it get so high? The handbag was $3,400, Patricia listed clinically. The watch was $6,200. The suit jacket was $4,800. The leather portfolio. Stop, I said. Please stop. But she continued, itemizing our stupidity. Each number another nail in the coffin of my judgment. My parenting. My life. Scarlett stood rigid against the wall, silent for once. No smooth explanations. No justifications. Just silence. We need to call the cardholder, Patricia said. Verify authorization. I am the cardholder, I said. But you seem uncertain about the purchase, which creates a complication. A complication. That's what they called financial suicide now. My son had permission to use the card, I said carefully, for specific purchases. This got larger than intended. How much larger? About $4,000 to $6,000 larger. But I couldn't say that. Couldn't admit we'd lost control so completely. Emily appeared in the doorway. Manager. Someone posted about this on social media. We're getting calls. My stomach dropped. What? A customer filmed the transaction. Posted it on TikTok. Says yo. She hesitated. Says something suspicious is happening. Patricia pulled out her phone. Scrolled. Her expression tightened. Show me, I demanded. She turned the screen. There we were, grainy but recognizable. Tyler handing over the card. The pile of merchandise. Scarlett's hand on my shoulder. The caption, Rich People Problems. This lady just dropped $50K at Faherty's like it's nothing. Must be nice. #retail therapy, #money talk, #luxury shopping. 3,000 views already. The comments were brutal. Probably using someone else's card LMAO, that's gotta be fraud. Why does the lady look so nervous though? Plot twist. They are running a scam. This is insane, Scarlett said. We did nothing wrong. Then why does your sister-in-law look terrified? Patricia asked pointedly. Because I was. Terrified of what we'd done. Terrified of Aaron's reaction. Terrified of the person I'd become in 90 minutes of trying to be generous instead of smart. Can we just complete the transaction? I asked. Pay and leave. I need to call security first, Patricia said. Standard procedure for unusual activity. We're not criminals. No one said you were. But $4,000 to $7,000 spent in 90 minutes, combined with visible distress and social media attention, that requires documentation. Tyler was crying now. Quiet tears streaming down his face. Mom, I'm sorry. I didn't mean, I thought. I know, I said. It's not your fault. But it was all our faults. Mine for enabling. Tyler's for participating. Scarlett's for orchestrating. Aaron's for creating the environment where this could happen. Security arrived. J. Morrison. The same guard who'd later question us. His expression was professional, but something in his eyes read as sympathy. We'll need statements from everyone, he said. Just formalities. Ms. Mesa, is this your card? Yes. Did you authorize the purchases? Some of them. Not all. It got out of hand. Did anyone force you to make purchases? Scarlett laughed bitterly. Oh, please. She's trying to blame us because she has buyer's remorse. Morrison looked between us, saw the fractures, the fault lines running through our family. Let's take this one step at a time, he said. But there was no one step at a time. There was only the wreckage and the 4,000 to 7,000 reasons why trust, once broken, never quite heals the same. The drive home was 23 minutes of silence, so thick I could taste it. 23 minutes of Tyler crying in the back seat. 23 minutes of Scarlett staring out the window like none of this touched her. 23 minutes to realize I'd destroyed everything trying to be the person my father's letter wanted me to be. Brave, he'd said. Do something brave. This wasn't brave. This was stupid. We unloaded the bags in silence. Mountains of tissue-wrapped mistakes. Proof that money couldn't buy sense. That trust couldn't survive manipulation. Inside, I locked myself in my office. Opened my phone. The video had spread. 7,000 views now. The comments multiplied like bacteria. Update, manager called security. Something definitely wrong here. Anyone know who these people are? That woman looks familiar. This is in Barrington. Rich suburb. Probably stolen credit card. The redhead is totally controlling everything. Watch her body language. Someone had enhanced the video. You could see the register total now. Could read the shock on my face. Could watch my whole life unravel in high definition. My phone rang. Unknown number. I answered without thinking. Olivia Mosa. A woman's voice. Young. Excited. Yes. Hi. I'm with the Barrington Gazette. We saw the viral video of your shopping trip. Would you like to comment on? I hung up, hands shaking. The phone rang again. Different number. I let it go to voicemail. Then another. And another. Text messages flooded in. Neighbors. Acquaintances. People I barely knew. Olivia, is everything okay? So the craziest video. Is that you? Call me. We need to talk about what's being said online. Jennifer texted. Boss, what happened? People are asking questions. Do you need anything? I couldn't answer. Couldn't form words that explained the inexplicable. Tyler knocked on my door. Mom. Not now. Mom, please. I'm sorry. I didn't know. I thought. Tyler, I can't do this right now. Silence. Then footsteps retreating. I pulled up the bank account. The pending charge sat there like an accusation. $47,312. More than I'd made some years starting out in real estate. Gone in the time it took to watch a movie. My business account. The one that was supposed to fund renovations, client gifts, investments. Depleted by designer scarves and leather portfolios we didn't need. Another text. This one from a client. Olivia, someone sent me a video. That's not you, right? Please tell me that's not you. My reputation. Built over 15 years. Destroyed in 90 minutes. I texted back, family situation. Being handled. Thank you for your concern. Professional. Distant. Like my world wasn't actively burning. Aaron's car pulled into the driveway around 8. I heard his footsteps. The pause when he saw the shopping bags. The sharp intake of breath. Olivia. His voice carried up the stairs. Confused. Worried. Not angry yet. Give him time. I came down. He was standing in the living room, surrounded by evidence. Boxes. Bags. Tags attached to things we'd never use. What happened? He asked. We went shopping. I can see that. This is, Liv, this is thousands of dollars worth of stuff. 4 to 7,000, I said. Might as well rip the bandage off. 4 to 7,312. His face went blank. Processing. Not believing. That's not possible. It happened. How? Why? I thought you were getting essentials. I thought. He looked around wildly. Where's Scarlett? Where's Tyler? Hiding, I said, like they should be. He sat down heavily. Explain this to me. Slowly. How does a shopping trip cost $4,000 to $7,000? I explained. The perfume counter. Scarlett's suggestions. Tyler's enthusiasm. My inability to stop the momentum once it started. The way minutes became hours became catastrophe. He listened without interrupting. His face cycled through emotions, disbelief, anger, confusion, something else I couldn't read. And there's more, I said. Someone filmed us, posted it online. It's viral. People think we're criminals. The Gazette called asking for comments. Jesus. He rubbed his face. Liv, this is a nightmare. I know. We need to retain everything. I tried. Store policy. Once processed, you can return later but not immediately. We have 30 days. 30 days of this sitting in our house. 30 days of people talking. 30 days of… He stopped. Where's Scarlett? Guest room, probably. He stood. We need to talk to her. What's there to talk about? She orchestrated this. She manipulated Tyler. She knew exactly what she was doing. You don't know that. Aaron. I looked at him. Really looked at him. Yes, I do. And so do you. You just don't want to admit it. We found Scarlett in her room. She was packing. Slowly. Methodically. Like she had all the time in the world. What are you doing? Aaron asked. Leaving. That's what you want, isn't it, Liv? For me to disappear so you can pretend this is all my fault. It is your fault, I said. I didn't hold a gun to your head. Didn't force Tyler to pick up anything. You made choices, Olivia. Own them. Choices you guided, I counted. Suggestions you planted. You've been playing us for months. Playing you. She laughed. I've been trying to help you live. To stop being so scared of everything. To enjoy what you have before life takes it away. By spending $4,000 to $7,000. By creating memories. By showing Tyler that life is more than spreadsheets and careful planning. She stopped. Looked at Aaron. Tell her I was just trying to help. Aaron said nothing. The silence was damning. Scarlett's expression shifted. You don't believe me either. I don't know what to believe, he said quietly. Family, she spat. That's what you promised. That I'd always have family. That you'd never abandon me like everyone else. You abandoned yourself, I said. Every choice, every lie, every manipulation. You did this. She grabbed her bag, pushed past us, down the stairs, out the door. Her car started. Tires screeched. Gone. Aaron and I stood in the empty guest room surrounded by her things. Clothes in the closet. Toiletries in the bathroom. Evidence she'd planned to stay. What do we do now? He asked. I didn't have an answer. Didn't have anything except exhaustion and regret and the viral video that kept accumulating views. My phone buzzed. Another text. Another question. Another piece of my privacy stripped away. The aftermath had just begun. I couldn't sleep. Couldn't stop thinking about the numbers. About Scarlett's easy access. About Tyler's naive participation. About Aaron's defensive reactions. At 3 a.m., I opened my laptop. Logged into every account. Started scrolling. The business checking showed the pending charge. Expected. Painful but expected. The personal savings showed something else. Transfers. Dozens of them. Small amounts. $300 here. $575 there. $1,100. $850. All marked external authorization. My hands went numb. I scrolled back. 6 months of transfers. All below the alert threshold. All to accounts I didn't recognize. All adding up to numbers that made my vision blur. $12,847 total. Then I checked the business account history. Before today's disaster. More transfers. These larger. $2,000. $3,500. $1,800. Marked as vendor payments, but going to accounts I'd never approved. $18,650. The third account, Tyler's college fund that would transferred money to for safekeeping. Empty. Completely empty. $8,000 that should have been there. Gone. Transferred out in 3 large chunks over 2 months. Total damage, $39,497. Not counting today's $4,000 to $7,000. I couldn't breathe. Couldn't process. Couldn't understand how I'd missed it. How I'd been so blind. Printed everything. Highlighted the dates. Cross-referenced them with Scarlett's time in our house. Every suspicious transfer lined up perfectly with days Aaron worked late, days I had client meetings, days Tyler was at school, days when Scarlett had the house to herself, had access to my office, had opportunity. The note I'd found months ago, the one with my account information. She hadn't just borrowed once. She'd been stealing systematically, methodically, for months. I woke Aaron. He was groggy, confused. "What time is it?" "Look at this." I thrust the papers at him. He read, slowly at first, then faster, his expression shifting from confusion to horror to something that looked like guilt. "This can't be right," he said. "It's right. It's all there. Dates, amounts, everything. But how would she get access?" I finished. "Good question, Aaron. You want to answer that." He went pale. "Liv, you gave her access, didn't you? Not just that one time. Multiple times. You gave her my account information." "She needed help," he whispered. "She was desperate. She promised to pay it back." I laughed. Ugly sound. Just like she promised the first time? And the second? When does it end, Aaron? I didn't know about all of these. He gestured at the papers. "I swear, I only authorized maybe 3 or 4 times. Small amounts. Emergency gas money. Groceries. $40,000 in groceries." I didn't know. His voice rose. "I thought she was being honest. She showed me receipts. Showed me transfers back. I thought she was paying it back." "Did you see the money come in? Did you actually verify?" His silence was answer enough. I felt something inside me crack. Something fundamental. "You chose her over me. Over us. You let her steal from our family because you felt guilty about leaving her 20 years ago." "It wasn't like that." "Then what was it like?" He had no answer. Just sat there, holding papers that proved his sister had been rubbing us blind while he enabled it. "There's more," I said. "Might as well get it all out. Tyler knew. About some of it. Scarlett told him she was borrowing. Made him promise not to tell. Made him complicit. Tyler's just a kid." "Exactly. He's a kid she manipulated. Used. Turned against me. And you let it happen." Aaron's phone buzzed. Text message. He glanced at it. Went rigid. "What?" I demanded. He showed me. Text from Scarlett. "I'm sorry. For everything. I never meant to hurt anyone. The money, I can't pay it back. I have nothing. I'm nothing. Maybe everyone would be better off if I just disappeared." Emotional manipulation. Even now. Even caught. Even exposed. "She's threatening suicide." I asked. "She's in pain," Aaron said. "She's playing you. Again. She stole from us. Lied to us. Destroyed our family. And you're worried about her feelings." "She's my sister. And I'm your wife. Tyler is your son. When do we matter more than her?" The question hung there, unanswered, unanswerable. Tyler appeared in the doorway, eyes red from crying. I howled, yelling. "Your father has something to tell you," I said. Aaron looked at me, pleading. I didn't care. "Tell him," I said. "Tell him how you've been helping Scarlett steal from us. How you knew about the transfers. How you enabled all of this." "Dad!" Tyler's voice cracked. Aaron explained, haltingly, the emergency access, the promises Scarlett made, the guilt he carried about their childhood, the way he'd justified small betrayals until they became massive ones. Tyler listened, each word landing like a blow. "You lied to us," Tyler said finally. "You said we were a team. Said families don't keep secrets. But you've been lying for months." "I was trying to help." "You were trying to fix guilt that had nothing to do with us." Tyler's voice rose. "Your guilt. Your sister. Your mess. And now Mom's business is trashed. our accounts are empty, and people online think we're criminals. I'm sorry, Aaron whispered. Sorry doesn't fix it, Tyler said. Sorry doesn't give Mom back her reputation. Doesn't give us back the money. Doesn't. His voice broke. Doesn't make me trust you anymore. He left. His door slammed. Aaron and I sat in the wreckage, surrounded by papers proving systematic theft, surrounded by evidence of betrayal, surrounded by the ruins of what used to be trust. What happens now? Aaron asked. Now. I stood up, gathered the papers. Now we call a lawyer, file a police report, document everything, and figure out how to survive this. You want to press charges? Against my sister. She stole $40,000 from us, Aaron. That's not a family disagreement. That's a felony. She'll go to jail. She should. Maybe it's the only thing that'll stop her. He looked at me like I was a stranger. Maybe I was. Maybe this nightmare had transformed me into someone harder, colder, someone who chose justice over family harmony. Good. Family harmony built on lies and theft wasn't worth protecting. I thought about my father's letter, about doing something brave. This was brave. Finally, choosing myself, protecting what mattered, drawing lines that couldn't be erased. The perfume bottles still sat in their boxes, unopened, unused. Reminders of the day everything broke. I couldn't smell perfume in a mall without feeling sick. Couldn't see designer labels without remembering how trust could be weaponized. Couldn't think about family without the taste of betrayal. But I was still standing, still breathing, still fighting. That counted for something. It had to. Tyler stopped talking to us. Not the dramatic teenage silent treatment. Something worse. He'd answer direct questions with one-word responses. Ate meals in his room. Left for school early. Came home late. Moved through the house like a ghost haunting his own life. 3 days after the shopping disaster, I tried cornering him. Tyler, we need to talk. About what? He didn't look up from his phone. About everything. About Scarlett. About what happened. You mean about how you and Dad let her manipulate us? How you both knew something was wrong, but did nothing? How you're just as guilty as she is? The words hit like physical blows. That's not fair. Isn't it? Now he looked at me. Eyes hard. Older than 17. You saw the signs. Dad admitted he gave her access. You found that note months ago. But you both just kept pretending everything was fine. Kept letting her stay. Kept giving her chances to destroy us. We were trying to help family. No, you were trying to avoid conflict. There's a difference. He walked away. I let him go. What could I say? He wasn't wrong. Aaron tried reaching out to Scarlett. Called, texted, left voicemails. Nothing. She'd vanished after that manipulative suicide text. Her phone went straight to voicemail. Her social media went dark. Part of me hoped she was gone for good. The other part, the part that remembered her at Tyler's birthday parties, making him laugh until he couldn't breathe, worried. Should we call someone? Aaron asked on day 4. File a missing person report. She's not missing. She's hiding. What if something happened? Then that's her choice. We can't keep rescuing her from herself. He looked at me like I'd suggested murder. That's cold, Liv. That's survival. We weren't sleeping in the same bed anymore. He'd moved to the guest room, Scarlett's room, surrounded by things she'd left behind. Some nights I heard him crying. Some nights I wanted to comfort him. Most nights, I was too angry. The house felt like a mausoleum. Each room held memories that now felt corrupted. The kitchen where Scarlett cooked that one good meal. The living room where she and Tyler played video games. The office where she'd stolen my financial security. Even the shopping bags, still unpacked in the garage, felt like tombstones. Markers of the day everything died. I tried focusing on work, but clients had questions. The viral video had spread beyond social media. The local news picked it up. Barrington family's shopping spree gone wrong. What really happened? They made us sound like criminals, like the wealthy abusing privilege. Never mind that we'd lost everything, that our family was imploding, that my 17-year-old son wouldn't look at me anymore. Views didn't care about truth. They cared about spectacle. Jennifer handled damage control, sent professional statements, reminded clients of my 15-year track record. Slowly, the calls stopped, but the damage lingered. Day 6, Aaron found a note, slipped under the front door while we slept. I'm sorry for everything. You deserved better, but I couldn't be better. Some people are just broken beyond fixing. Tell Tyler I love him. Tell him Aunt Scarlett tried. No signature, no return address, just words that read like a goodbye. Aaron spiraled. She's going to hurt herself. I know it. We have to find her. How? She could be anywhere. We call hospitals, police. We do nothing, I said. This is manipulation, Aaron. One last play for sympathy. She's fine. You don't know that. Yes, I do. Because this is what she does. Creates crisis. Demands rescue. Makes everything about her pain while ignoring the pain she causes. He looked at me with something like hatred. When did you become so heartless? When your sister stole $40,000 and destroyed our family. That's when. The words hung between us. A line crossed. A wound too deep to heal. Tyler heard it all from upstairs. I knew because his door opened. Closed. Locked. We were 3 people living in the same house. Completely alone. I found the emails by accident. Aaron left his laptop open. I was looking for a client contract I'd sent him months ago. Clicked his email. Saw a folder labeled S. Clicked it. 4 to 7 emails. All to Scarlett. Dating back 2 years, long before she moved in. I read them all. Every single one. Scarlett, I sent $500. Don't tell Liv. She wouldn't understand. The accident wasn't your fault. You don't need to pay anything back. Consider it family help. I know things have been hard. Here's another $300 for rent. We family. That's what matters. There were more. So many more. Transfers I'd never known about. Money from accounts I thought were secure. Promises Aaron made without consulting me. The accident. That word appeared in multiple emails. I scrolled until I found the explanation. 6 months before Scarlett moved in, Aaron had rear-ended someone. Minor damage. No injuries. But the other driver threatened to report it. Aaron's fault. Distracted driving. His company had a strict policy. One at-fault accident meant termination. Scarlett witnessed it. Called the other driver. Offered them money. $2,000 to keep quiet. Saved Aaron's job. Ever since, she'd held it over him. Never explicitly. Just reminders. Remember when I helped you. Remember what I sacrificed. Remember who saved your career. Payment after payment. Promise after promise. Aaron drowning in guilt that Scarlett weaponized expertly. I printed everything. Confronted him that night. Explained this. He read. His face went gray. Where did you? Your laptop. You left it open. I guess you got sloppy hiding your lies. Liv, I can explain. You've been funding her for 2 years? Sending money behind my back? Letting her blackmail you? It wasn't blackmail. She helped me. I owed her. You owed her honesty. We're supposed to be partners, Aaron. Supposed to make financial decisions together. You would have said no. His voice rose. You would have made me report the accident. Risk my job. Risk everything we'd built. Because it was the right thing to do. The right thing would have destroyed us. The right thing would have cost me my career. I couldn't lose everything because of one mistake. I stared at this stranger wearing my husband's face. So you let her steal from us instead? Let her manipulate our son? Let her destroy our family to protect yourself? I was protecting us. You were protecting your guilt, your fear, while she systematically robbed us. He grabbed the papers, crumpled them. I know I screwed up, but you're not innocent either. You saw the warning signs. You could have kicked her out months ago, but you didn't, because you wanted to be the good person, the generous one, the woman who rose above her poverty and helped others. The accusation stung because it was true. Part of me had liked being generous, had liked feeling evolved enough to help Aaron's troubled sister, had liked the narrative of overcoming my fear of poverty to be charitable. At least I wasn't hiding financial secrets, I said. No, you were just hiding emotional ones, pretending you didn't resent her, pretending you weren't judging her every move, pretending you were fine when you were slowly building a case for why she should leave. She stole from us, and we let her, both of us, you with your silent judgments and me with my guilty payments. We created the environment where she could thrive, where Tyler could be manipulated, where this whole disaster could happen. The truth of it gutted me. We were all guilty, all complicit, all destroyed by our own fears and weaknesses. I can't do this anymore, I whispered. Do what? This marriage, this family, this life where everyone lies and nothing is real. Aaron's face crumpled. Don't say that. Why not? It's true. We're broken, Aaron. Fundamentally broken. And I don't know if we can be fixed. We can try. I'm tired of trying, tired of forgiving, tired of being the one who holds everything together while you all fall apart. I walked away, up the stairs, to our bedroom that didn't feel like ours anymore. Locked the door. Aaron knocked. Liv, please, we can work through this. But I wasn't sure we could. Wasn't sure I wanted to. Some betrayals were too deep. Some lies too foundational. Some marriages just died, no matter how hard you tried to save them. Chapter 12. Tyler's admission. Tyler came to me on day 9. Found me in the office going through paperwork for the lawyer. Charges to file. Evidence to organize. A family to dismantle, one legal document at a time. Mom. I looked up. He stood in the doorway, looking young again. Scared. Like the little boy who used to climb into my bed during thunderstorms. I need to tell you something. My stomach dropped. Okay. He's Saturday. Picked at his fingernails. A nervous habit from childhood. I knew, he said, about Aunt Scarlett. About the money. Not everything, but enough. I waited. Let him talk. She started small. Asked me to get things from your office. Said she needed a pen, needed paper, needed to use the printer. I didn't think anything of it. Then one day, she asked me to write down your card number. Said you'd asked her to order something online, but she couldn't remember the numbers. And you believed her. I was 15. She was my aunt. Why wouldn't I believe her? Fair point. Devastating, but fair. It got bigger. She'd asked me to check your account balances. Said you'd requested it. Said you were worried about fraud and wanted her to monitor things. I logged in. Gave her information. She always had a good reason. Each word felt like a knife. My son. My careful, intelligent son. Manipulated into becoming an accomplice. When did you realize? I asked. The note. When you found that note in her purse. The way she explained it. Something felt wrong. But Dad said it was fine. Said he'd approved it. So I thought, maybe I was being paranoid. Tyler. But I kept watching. Started noticing small things. How she'd get nervous when you checked bank statements. How she'd distract you during certain conversations. How she'd always suggest shopping or trips or experiences right when you started questioning her. Why didn't you tell me? His eyes filled. Because she made me promise. Said if I told, it would destroy the family. Said you'd kick her out and Dad would never forgive us. Said she was barely holding on and any betrayal might push her over the edge. He wiped his face. She made me feel responsible for her life. The manipulation was masterful. Evil, but masterful. The shopping trip, I said. That day. I thought it was okay. She kept saying you'd approved everything. That the trust fund was meant for this. That Grandpa wanted us to enjoy life. By the time I realized how much we'd spent, it felt too late to stop. It's not your fault, I said. Yes, it is. I'm 17. Not a child. I could have said no. Could have questioned. Could have protected you instead of going along. I pulled him into a hug. He collapsed into it, sobbing like he hadn't since childhood. I'm sorry, he kept repeating. I'm so sorry. I know. Me too. We sat there, mother and son, in the ruins of our family, both guilty, both victims, both trying to figure out how to survive what came next. Do you hate me? He asked. Never. You're my son. I could never hate you. What about Dad? Harder question. I don't hate him either, but I don't know if I can forgive him. Not yet. Tyler pulled back. Are you getting divorced? I don't know. Because of Aunt Scarlett. Because of a lot of things. The lies. The secrets. The way we all stopped trusting each other. He nodded, understanding in ways no 17-year-old should have to understand. For what it's worth, he said, I think you're the bravest person I know. The comment broke something in me. I don't feel brave. But you are. You're the only one who kept saying no, who kept trying to protect us. We just wouldn't listen. Maybe, or maybe I'd failed in ways I couldn't see yet. Ways that would reveal themselves in therapy sessions and late-night regrets. What happens now? Tyler asked. Now we figure out how to be a family again, even if it's a different kind of family. Without Aunt Scarlett. Definitely without Aunt Scarlett. For the first time in days, Tyler almost smiled. She appeared on day 12. Just showed up at dinner time like she'd never left. I answered the door. She stood there, thinner, tired, wearing the same clothes from 2 weeks ago. Behind her, an old car with a cracked windshield. I need to talk to you, she said. All of you. No. Please, Liv. Let me explain. Let me apologize. Let me. You've apologized before. It means nothing. This time is different. It's never different with you, Scarlett. Aaron appeared behind me. His face went through shock, relief, anger. Where have you been? Nowhere. Everywhere. Living in my car mostly. Trying to figure out how to fix what I broke. You can't fix it, I said. I can try. Tyler came down the stairs. Saw her. Froze. Tyler, Scarlett said softly. I'm sorry. For everything. For using you. For making you complicit. For. Stop, he said. Just stop. But she couldn't stop. That was her problem. Never knowing when to stop talking. Stop manipulating. Stop existing in spaces she'd destroyed. Can I come in? She asked. 5 minutes. That's all I need. Against every instinct, I let her in. Not because I forgave her. Because I needed this confrontation. Needed the ending. We sat in the living room. The same room where she charmed us. Lied to us. Destroyed us. I've been sick, she started. Mentally. Have been for years. Depression. Anxiety. Probably other things. I should have gotten help. Should have admitted I couldn't function. But I was too proud. Too scared. Mental illness doesn't excuse theft, I said. No, it doesn't. But it explains it. The desperation. The short-term thinking. The inability to see beyond my immediate needs. You saw far enough to systematically steal for months, I counted. She flinched. You're right. I did. Because I'm also selfish. Entitled. Broken in ways therapy probably can't fix. She looked at Aaron. I'm sorry for weaponizing your guilt. For making you complicit. For destroying your marriage. You didn't destroy our marriage, Aaron said. We did that ourselves. And Tyler? She turned to him. You deserved an aunt who protected you. Instead you got one who used you. I'll never forgive myself for that. Tyler said nothing, just stared at her with eyes that looked decades older than 17. I'm not asking for forgiveness, Scarlett continued. I know I don't deserve it. I'm here to tell you I'm leaving. Really leaving. Moving to Maine. Found a job. Found a therapist. Found a chance to start over. How? I asked. You're broke. I sold everything. My car, the good one I had in storage, some jewelry, called in every favor I had left. It's enough for first month's rent and a bus ticket. You're really going? Aaron's voice cracked. I have to. Staying near you just hurts everyone, including me. She stood. I'll pay you back. It'll take years, but I will. Every dollar. With interest. I don't want your money, I said. I want you gone. She nodded. I know. She headed for the door. Stopped. For what it's worth, Liv, you were right about everything. Every warning. Every instinct. I just wish you'd trusted yourself enough to kick me out sooner. Me too. She left. Really left. The door closed, and this time, I believed she wouldn't come back. Aaron cried. Tyler stayed silent. I felt nothing. That was the scariest part. Not feeling angry or sad or relieved. Just empty. The lawyer called the next morning. David Chen. My father's estate attorney. The one who delivered news of the trust fund back in February. Ms. Meiser, we need to talk about the trust fund. My stomach dropped. What about it? There's a clause in the trust. One I mentioned briefly, but were never discussed in detail. What clause? The money was designated for investment, education, or meaningful family experiences, with very specific parameters about misuse. I remember. Discretionary spending above certain thresholds. Right. And the trust included a provision, if funds were misused or squandered before Tyler's 18th birthday, the entire remaining balance locks until his 25. The room tilted. What? The shopping spree at Faherty's. The amount, the nature of the purchases, the lack of documented purpose. It triggers the clause. But that was... We were trying to. The trust doesn't care about intentions, only actions. You spent $4,000 to $7,000 on luxury items with no educational or investment purpose. Tyler is 17. The clause activates. How much is locked? Silence. Then, all of it. The entire remaining balance of $82,688 is now inaccessible until Tyler turns 25. The number hit like a physical blow. 4,000 to 7,000 gone to the shopping spree. 40,000 stolen by Scarlett. What was left? Our safety net, our backup, our hope, now locked for 8 years. There has to be a way to appeal, I said, to explain what happened. The trust is ironclad. Your father was very specific. He wanted to prevent exactly this. Impulsive spending that undermined the fund's purpose. But we were manipulated. Scarlett. Doesn't matter. The trust doesn't account for external factors, only the actions of the trustee. That's you. I hung up, sat there, processing. My father had built-in protection. Protection from my own impulses, from my desire to be generous, from the poverty mindset that made me say yes to everything because I remembered having nothing. He'd tried to teach me one last lesson. Boundaries matter more than generosity. Security matters more than approval. Saying no matters more than being liked. I'd failed his test. Failed spectacularly. Aaron found me still sitting there an hour later. What's wrong? I told him. Watched his face cycle through disbelief, anger, devastation. 8 years, he whispered. The money's locked for 8 years. Yes. Because of one shopping trip. Because of my failure to protect what mattered. Because I chose being generous over being smart. Because I learned nothing from growing up poor except how to be afraid of being seen as stingy. This isn't your fault. Yes, it is. Scarlett pulled the trigger, but I loaded the gun. I gave her access, ignored warnings, prioritized harmony over boundaries. This is exactly my fault. Tyler overheard from the stairs. What's going on? We told him. Watched our son absorb that his grandfather's gift, his legacy, was gone. Not stolen, not lost, locked away by his mother's failure to protect it. That money was supposed to help me, he said quietly. Was supposed to be there if I needed it. For emergencies. For opportunities. For… I know, I whispered. I'm sorry. Sorry doesn't help. He wasn't angry, just tired. Nothing helps. He went back upstairs. Aaron followed, trying to comfort him, trying to fix something unfixable. I sat alone in the living room. In the house we might lose because the trust fund backup was gone. In the marriage I might lose because trust was gone. In the family I might lose because everyone was tired of fighting. The perfume bottles still sat in the garage. $4,000 to $7,000 worth of designer scents I couldn't return because 30 days had passed while we imploded. I opened one, sprayed it, smelled like expensive regret. My father's letter sat in my desk. Do something brave, he'd written. Not safe, not sensible. Brave. I'd done something. Just not what he meant. I'd been brave enough to trust, to open my home, to believe family meant something. I just hadn't been brave enough to say no. And that failure, that one crucial failure, had cost everything. The trust fund was locked. The marriage was broken. The family was fractured. But I was still here, still standing, still learning. Some lessons come gift-wrapped in love. Others come wrapped in perfume and loss and the bitter knowledge that generosity without boundaries isn't kindness. It's just another way to lose yourself. 6 months later, things weren't fixed, but they were better. Aaron and I started therapy. Real therapy, not the kind where you pretend everything's fine. We talked about the lies, about the guilt he'd carried, about my fear of being poor again, about how we'd both failed each other. Some days were good. Some days I still wanted to scream. But we were trying. Actually trying. Tyler got into college. Full scholarship. The trust fund being locked didn't matter as much as we'd feared. He was brilliant, resilient, stronger than I'd given him credit for. I learned something, he told me one night, about who to trust, about boundaries, about how family can hurt you and you still have to protect yourself. Painful lessons for 17, but necessary ones. Scarlett sent a check. $50. The first of many, she promised. I didn't cash it. Put it in a drawer. Maybe someday I'd forgive her enough to accept it. Not yet. The viral video faded. New scandals replaced ours. My business recovered slowly. Clients came back. Jennifer stayed loyal. Life moved forward because that's what life does. The perfume bottles. I donated them. Every single one. To a women's shelter. Let someone else have the luxury. Let it mean something good. I still thought about my father's letter. About bravery. About the trust fund I'd squandered trying to be generous. But I learned. God, did I learn. Boundaries aren't cruel. They are survival. Saying no isn't stingy. It's smart. And family, real family, doesn't require you to sacrifice yourself to prove your love. We weren't perfect. Weren't even close. But we were honest now. Painfully, brutally honest. And that counted for something. Tyler left for college in August. I cried. Aaron cried. We stood in his empty room and remembered who we used to be, who we'd become, who we might still be if we kept trying. Do you regret it? Aaron asked. All of it. Parts of it, not all of it. Which parts don't you regret? Learning, growing, becoming someone who knows when to say no. He nodded. Me too. The house felt empty without Tyler, without Scarlett's chaos, without the constant drama. But empty isn't always bad. Sometimes empty is peaceful. Sometimes it's exactly what you need to rebuild. My father taught me one last lesson through all this pain. Trust is earned, not given. Generosity without wisdom is just waste. And sometimes the bravest thing you can do is walk away from people who keep hurting you, even if they are family. Especially if they are family. The scent of perfume still makes my skin prickle. Probably always will. But now it reminds me of something important. I survived. We survived. And survival, I've learned, is its own kind of brave. If this story resonated with you, if you've ever struggled with family boundaries, with trusting the wrong people, with learning hard lessons about generosity and manipulation, drop a comment below. Share your story. You're not alone. These stories matter. Your experiences matter. And sometimes, knowing someone else survived the same nightmare makes all the difference. Hit that subscribe button if you want more raw, honest family stories that don't shy away from the hard truths. Stories about betrayal, resilience, and finding yourself after everything falls apart. Like this video if Olivia's journey taught you something about boundaries, trust, or the complicated nature of family. And remember, being kind to yourself isn't selfish. Protecting your peace isn't cruel. And sometimes, the people who taught you the hardest lessons are the ones you had to lose. Thanks for watching. See you in the next story.